All right, what's going on, everyone? Disclaimer before I start this video. I am not trying to depress anyone. I am not trying to get anyone down and out. I am not trying to make your day worse. That's not why I'm doing this video. I'm just saying things that I think that I go through, that I've been resonating on, and what I think about the subjects. So I was watching this video on this guy, and I don't watch this guy's channel a lot because there's some things that he says that I'm not really with, and there's some things that he talks about that I am with. But anyway, this guy, actualize.org, he did a video, and I might leave the video in the description if I do, but he was talking about having this one life that we have, and then when this is done, it's nothing. It's nothing forever and ever. And we have this one little blip on the screen to be alive before we are nothing. Now think about that. Everybody that you and I know in some time will be here no more. Now I know this seems like a depressing video, but you know what? It's something that I'm having this thing where when I think these things, I don't want to give them too much power, but at the same time, I have to call out things and I have to face things, because if I don't, there's this thing where they say when you try not to think of something, and this is true because it happens for me, when I try not to think of stuff and I try to block things out and I say, no, I'm not thinking of this, I don't want to deal with this and all that, it gets like 3 times worse. It just multiplies. You know what I'm saying? And this is what happens with me, is when I try to block things out and I run from things and I don't go head on with things and I don't deal with them, or I don't think about it for some time, a little bit of time. Not that I want to give it its power, but if I don't face the things that I'm going through or feeling, or things that are happening with me, then they just multiply and get worse. It's like a virus. If you don't deal with the virus, then the virus is going to get worse. You know, if you have a flu and you don't go and get medicine, most of the time, you know, some people can either get sicker or they can die if you don't deal with it. And it's the same thing that happens with me. But anyway, I watched this video, and it's a very strange feeling when I think that one day I will no longer be here and I will slip into eternity. And I won't be thinking of anything. Now, when we're saying this, see, a lot of people, we think that there's going to be something after this. We think that there's an afterlife. We think there's a second chance, a lot of us. And that gives us this thinking that, oh, we can just, we can not really do anything in this life. We can just take this life for granted, and we can have everything go wrong in this life, and God or some spiritual being is going to make everything better, and we're going to get a new body and all these things, and we're going to have a new brain, a new conscious, a new world, and all this stuff. And I won't lie to you, I kind of want there to be something else, but then at the same time, I don't think that there is going to be anything else. I really don't. And it kind of bothers me in a way, I feel two ways about this situation. I feel kind of terrified and kind of like scared to death of slipping into eternity and not being able to think or do anything at all, because it will be nothing. And it'll be like when I'm sleeping and when I'm not dreaming, because usually I dream. I have weird or bad dreams all the time. So when I'm not doing that, then that's fine. I'm not thinking of anything. I'm not aware. I'm just out of it completely. There's nothing. So this is why I do not go for when these people say that they died for 30, 45 minutes or 2 hours or something. I don't go for those stories, because when they died, they were still conscious. They still had their conscience going. You see what I'm saying? And they said, oh, it was so peaceful and there's nothing to be scared of. And it was absolute peace. Yes, because you still were in a state of mind. If you felt peace, then you still had your conscience. You weren't dead. Because when you're dead, there is going to be no peace. There is going to be no hate or love or thinking or anything. There's not going to be nothing when you're dead. You're not going to be thinking of anything if we're going by medical terms of being dead. You're just going to be dead. And this is why I can't go for those stories. But I do believe those people when they say that they had peace and that it was like total tranquility and all this. Yes, because you're not thinking of nothing. You're out of it. You're in this black void of nothingness. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to think of anything. You don't have to be anything. You're just there in the black. And my brother even said this when he slipped at the river and he hit the back of his head and he almost drowned. My brother almost died many times. And my brother finally did die in October 2016 of a drug overdose. But he had near-death experiences too. And he said that it was the most peaceful. He said, when I was in that state, I didn't want to get out of it. When he slipped and fell and hit the back of his head and he was under the water in the river, and my Uncle Tim had to come down, and my Uncle Tim also overdosed and died. So they're both dead right now. But yeah, he came down and lifted him up out of the water when he slipped and fell and hit his head. And Earl said that he was kind of mad because, he was getting drunk and getting high and all this stuff anyway. On that time, I think he was on methadone and drinking, but he really didn't. He was having a lot of problems in his life too. We were all having big time problems, and he was too. I don't want to get into that a lot, but yeah, he said that it was just black and peaceful. But he wasn't dead though. You see, he was in an unconscious state, but he was still conscious. He was still conscious. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't have peace and all this if you're dead. I don't know. Maybe when you're dead, I don't know. I don't know. See, I don't know, but I think when we are dead, we're going forever. And I think we have this lifetime. We are limited. We don't have time to do stuff. There's another guy that did a video on this, and he's like, quit wasting my time. I don't have time for this. There's not time. And I'm telling you, I can remember when I was 10 years old listening to Mo Money, Mo Problems in the back of my dad's house with his girlfriend in the house. And I was back there bumping that when I was 10 years old. That was 26 years ago. That was almost 3 decades ago. And it went by like that. I mean, it went by so quick. And even these days are flying by. I already have to go to my appointment tomorrow to get my one script that I take. And it just seems like it was yesterday. It just seems like it just was. I felt like I just walked down to the store 2 days ago to get the last one a month ago. So it's just, I think we are taking this life for granted. And it's like, do we really want to keep doing this, y'all? Do we really want to keep living the way that we're living and downing ourselves and looking at it horribly and looking at everything like it's bad and everything's bad and it's just doom and gloom all the time? And now I know I get in my little ways and stuff, but I will never let myself go back to how I was just like 2 weeks ago. I kind of put myself in that situation somewhat, and somewhat my mind got me there. The way that I was thinking, the things that I was saying, and I kind of got myself into that in a way, and then in a way I didn't. But I know the way that I didn't, I will have to take that and I will have to do something about whatever I'm doing to get myself like that, because it was just really bad. I mean, it was really, really bad. You know, I was thinking about hospitalizing myself and stuff, and I have doctor's appointments coming up to go. I'm going to the doctor. I'm trying to get some things figured out with my health. Um, I might go to a little bit of therapy or counseling or something for myself, just so that I can speak to somebody and I can get a lot of this shit out of me. And I'm not saying that I still won't do it on this channel, but this life is just too short, y'all, to be sitting around and complaining all the time and gossiping and judging and disagreeing and all of these things that we do, all of these petty things we do. And this is what this guy said in the video, and I'll leave a link in the description of the video. But it's like, and he also talked about suicide in the video. So that's why I think we need to talk about that more, because I don't think we're talking about that enough. Because I know a lot of people nowadays, and even back in the day, thought about this stuff. People think about these kinds of things. They just don't, they don't talk about it, because they think if they talk about it, then that's how people are going to expect them to be the next time. And this is even what I had to speak to my mom and people in my family about, is like, yes, I told them. I finally said, I said, yes, look, I have been getting in these ruts where I have been thinking these kind of thoughts because of how I feel and things that I am letting consume me. And I exposed it to them, and now it's better. But I said, look, don't have this expectation of me. I just need to talk about this. Don't take it so serious, or don't take it to heart. It's just something that I need to talk about when I need to talk about. Don't expect me to be like that every time I see you. See, this is why I was hesitating on saying these things to people and telling people out there on these videos and telling my family and stuff. And I even went to my dad's side. I had my Uncle Steve commit suicide. I didn't know him really well, but I went there and I spoke with my family, and I even told them that I thought about suicide before, that I thought about it before, not that I was going to do it, that I thought about it. And that got a burden off of me that I was holding on to for a long time. Like, there was other things with my family too that I needed to say, and I finally went and said some things, and it sucked doing it. It sucked leading up to it, and I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it. I mean, I was sitting here like weeping over a lot of things, because it's a lot of things with me that goes on that I can't explain. Like I said, from the brain injury I have, I get like overly, something just goes on with me that I can't explain to people. Only I know, so that's why I have to go do something about it. But anyway, even with all of that, I want to get back to the part with we only have some time here to do what we really want to do and to get the best out of this life while we can, because just think of everybody that has been here before us. Just think of everyone that was alive 1,000 years ago, and they were thinking some of the same thoughts that we're thinking. They've been gone for 1,000 years, and 1,000 years have went by, and they don't know it. They have no idea that 1,000 years went by. What people were saying 4,000 years ago, they don't know that they've been dead for 4,000 years. The dinosaurs that got hit by Chicxulub, they don't know that they're dead. Now, what I'm saying here, 1,000 years from now, there will be another person that might watch this video. This might go into some archive that somebody in the future watches me, and there'll be some young man, young woman, middle-aged man or woman, old man, old woman, and they'll be watching me say this, and they'll be thinking like, wow, I only have some time on this planet to live, and then I'm going to look back at them from 1,000 years ago. 2022, this guy recorded this video, and here we are in 3022. Or no, that's 100 years. Whatever 1,000 years would be. I can't add it up in my mind right now. But yeah, I'm not going to keep going with this video, but it's just something to think about. And I don't know, it's just a very strange feeling. It's really, really strange. And I say, well, what if there isn't anything after this? What if there isn't a creator and this all created itself? You know, cells and organisms and all that kind of stuff. And what if it's just lights out and it's nothing when we're dead? Then we have this time to live. We have this time to do something and to, you know what I mean? Do the things that you might want to do, or to live an experience, or just be in the moment of living life. And it's, I know a lot of y'all, these things that you're going through, they're petty things. They don't really matter. And I know people suffer. I know this. I know that there's some people that are sick and going through things. I have my own chronic issues that I'm going through. That's why I take the medication I take, because I'm going through some things myself. So I know how it is. You're looking and you're watching someone that goes through this. I'm telling you that I go through this, and I'm only 36. I've been going through this for a long time, a very long time. My nerves and my head and my back and stuff's been messed up for a while. I just was into the drugs for so long. I never went and did anything about these things. But I know what it is to suffer. And it's like, if I can do something about it now, today, then I'm going to go do something about it. And that's why I'm going to the doctors. I'm going to try to go to something for my back and other things, and my head and whatever's going on with my nerves and stuff and my eyes. Somebody said, would you quit blinking or doing whatever you do? I can't help that. I have some kind of neurological thing, and you see it in my videos. You'll see me blinking and stuff really hard. I can't help that I'm doing that, because like I said, I took a hit to the head. I'm not bullshitting when I say this stuff. But yeah, just think about that. Is that I think we are too comfortable in thinking that there really is a God, and maybe there is. I'm not saying there is or there isn't, but I think we're too comfortable in thinking that there is going to be something after this, that we're going to have a second chance, and we're going to, be in heaven flying around and playing the harp and doing all of these great things, and we're going to see our families again and all this stuff. And look, if that's what you want to think, you can think that. I'm not saying that you can't or you can think something, because I don't even care if people disagree or agree anymore. That's all petty stuff to me. I don't care about petty things at all right now. I want to live my life. I want to do the best I can. I want to be as healthy as I can. I want to get through my days and do it the best way I can. That's it. That's all there is. So, anyway, stay up, stay lowly, resonate. I'm out, y'all. Thank you.